Months ago, a white woman moved into my predominantly black suburban apartment complex. Today, my fiance and I were swatted. We were both working, we both work remote, we were both in meetings at the time. And I'm in the living room with my dog, and something piques her interest at the door. And it could be anything. Sometimes Amazon will deliver a package and they will launch the package at the door. But this time my dog jumps off the couch and she immediately starts barking. And I do not have a Sir Barks a Lot type of dog. She is normally very quiet. So if she is barking, there's something very much bothering her. I run over to the door, and before I could even get to the door, I notice the handle jiggling. Somebody is trying to key into the apartment. I look out the peephole and I see a sea of police officers. You know what? I don't even got to paint the picture for you. This is what I see. Can you open the door? I'm like, what's happening? I have a dog. I need to put her away before I open the door. And he's like, no, you need to open the door right now. I'm not about to open the door and risk my dog getting shot because she is going to pull up on you. So I enter the bedroom. I immediately am like, babe, there's a ton of cops suited and booted up at the door. I don't know what the is going on. So my fiance comes out. I open the door just a crack. Guns, shields, everything right in my face. And I'm like, what's happening? What is going on? Can you take a step back? We need you to put your hands up. I am the most vulnerable that I have ever been in my life at this moment. So immediately, my defenses are up. You cannot think my dog is bugging the fuck out. So immediately, I'm like, there are no gunshots here. I haven't heard a thing. I haven't even heard a loud noise that could be mistaken for a gunshot. The cop explains to me that a neighbor called and said that they heard 2 gunshots come from my apartment or the apartment right next door to mine, considering that I'm actively working. He lets us know that there's really nothing else that he needs to do moving forward or nothing else that he expects from us moving forward, and that only the information that he's given us is all that he can give. But I tie it back to another situation that happens with the white woman that recently moved in, and immediately my brain starts turning. And I do know it was her because last night my fiance observed some weird ass behavior from her on our Ring camera. Somebody called the cops, and interestingly, the cop ended up stopping her right in front of our Ring camera, so we picked up the entire conversation. The cop was like, somebody called the cops because they said that somebody is going around knocking on doors. She was like, oh yeah, I live here. I was visiting friends that I know upstairs, and that's what I'm doing here. So because she can prove that she does live here, the cop was like, all right, whatever, and let her just continue about her night. My assumption, and I know my gut is right, is that she called the cops today, pointed them in the direction of the 2 apartments on our floor because she knew that it had to be one of those apartments that called the cops on her last night. I'm not forgetting about this. This is one that is not about to go away. It's not about to be taken lightly. Stay tuned for part 2.
Wow. At first I had no idea what she meant by she got swatted, that she actually meant that SWAT pulled up to her front door. And I can't imagine the fear she must have felt, especially when they were telling her that they had to let them in. But she had a dog, and of course she didn't want her dog to get shot, but also the dog's just doing its job trying to protect the home. So yeah, I have a lot of unanswered questions about what got to that point.
We just bought a home, and I think somebody may have been schmurdered in it because tonight we had a leak in our laundry room. Well, our laundry room was one of the only places upstairs that had flooring. And because of the leak, we just had to rip out the flooring, and let me show you what we found. First off, you're going to ignore the mess because obviously we're trying to get water up. But, what is this? There is literal footprints in this stuff. I am freaking out right now. I am waiting on a plumber, and that's going to cost me a little over $1,000 just for him to get here. But somebody tell me that I'm overreacting and that that's paint, even though I'm pretty sure it's not paint, because I'm going to show you something where the sticky tile is peeled up. What's underneath it? It's underneath the sticky tile too. And if you've ever dealt with stuff like that or know people that work in the field of cleaning up stuff like that, paint doesn't soak through tiles like that. So send help.
Oh my gosh. are we all being witnesses to a new murder investigation right now? Because she has a point. If that were paint alone, that would already be very scary. But paint does not soak through, what is that, linoleum like that? But blood does. Blood is very hard to cream. And so I am so shocked that this happened in today's age. But I hope the best for her, and I hope they solve something.
I've never been blessed. So I got these really big, several pairs of butt pads. So I am going to put them on and prance around him and see if he notices. 50 years plus together, he better notice. Okay, got them on.
Usually I eat majority of my steak. I usually eat the majority of
that's fine. If not, I can use it for your birthday. You have a lot of people that go to school? No? Okay.
Everything all right?
Yeah. All of you lucky ladies, men, whomever have been endowed, how the heck you carry that weight around all day? My God.
This little old lady is so to you. I love that she's just trying to wholesomely prank her husband. That is so sweet. And then at the end when she came back, and I was like, I don't know how do you carry that weight around. Like, got a lot of skinny gleam. You don't know what that's like. Oh my gosh, she was so sweet. And I just imagine that she plays prank fun. Everybody that is willing to entertain her, how sweet.